Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and pictured digitally on your screen is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with going back to school Wisconsin Badgers 2024-2025 season. Hot start continued. Jeff, we've lost one game in regulation. Something's going right.
Yep, pretty much everything's going right so far. Well, no, actually, a couple of things have gone wrong, but there's the last poll. The poll as of December 30th has us number one in the country, and we are fairly comfortably, I think, 9 points up on top of the Big Ten. So we would really have to screw this up to fall out of that. Although, if you look at the schedule, uh, we've everything we've got left is in conference games. So, conceivably, if we did really badly here, we could wind up losing that play or losing first place overall, but seems unlikely. And
Wait
wise,
a second.
the one thing, speaking of stuff that had gone wrong, though, Corson Kuhlman's our best defenseman who, in real life, actually just signed with Columbus. So he'll be playing there next year instead of going back to Wisconsin. And in this game, he's stayed for, what is it? That's 2 extra years? Yeah. He would have gone he'll be going to Columbus in 2023, 24. But stayed in college for those 2 extra years. With us, had a pretty good season last year, but he's had injury issues. And in this case, he's broken his kneecap and he's gone 3 to 4 months. So I'm
Okay,
hoping
something's
he's
weird
back
going on.
in time for the national tournament. What was that?
Something weird's going on Twitch.
What's going on?
It's on the OOTP channel says we're playing a rerun. So I don't know why.
Okay, that's us. Should I restart it or?
I just keep going for right now. I'm trying to figure out why that would be saying that.
Where are you seeing that? I'm not seeing it.
It's on the page at the bottom. It says like if you look by the underneath OOTP development, it says streaming a rerun.
Am I getting that?
Well, it's showing up on multiple pages and even on another on both web browsers. So something's going on. On both web browsers. So something's going on.
Yeah, no,
Just
not
keep going.
seeing. Not seeing no
I'll see what I
download.
can do
Okay.
from the side.
Yep.
Something's going on.
Okay.
Just keep
Anyhow,
going. I'll see what I can do from the side.
Coolemans is out, and Zach Erdahl, who had been, I think, a third or fourth line winger, went out early in the season. He's gone 3 to 4 months. Probably not coming back this year. Really hoping we get Coolemans back in time for the national tournament, though. And at the moment, one of our better players, William Whitelaw's away at the World Juniors, although he should be back very shortly. Other than that, pretty decent shape. But the immediate concern right now, actually, let me just go back to our.
Ah, there we go.
It's okay now.
I, let's find out here. I think there was an option I needed to unselect.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we're showing live now. Okay.
Yep. Okay, good. That's our scoring leaders. So we're getting a lot of Macklin Celebrini, who we were lucky to get committed to us, switched his commitment to us at the start of the season, and has had a terrific rookie year. I think he's top 10 in the country in scoring, and he's been carrying our offense, and we've had really good, despite losing the guy we expected to be the starting goalie, Elias, who isn't wasn't academically eligible, so we're redshirting him this year in the hope that he can qualify next season and come back and play for us. But Bruveris, who'd been the backup last year, has done a pretty good job starting, and Garrity, who we didn't expect to play, has played a little bit and hasn't lost a game yet, so can't really complain about that. But the main thing right now, it's verbal commitments day, start of the new year. So we get to try to get the guys who will be the hopefully coming to us in the over the next few seasons. I think it's guys can be up to 3 seasons away in this, so it's not necessarily the guys who will be coming next year, or actually no, not even next year. It'll be the year after that, since National Signing Day is in November. So it'll be some guys who will hopefully get as soon as the season after this, season after next. And this isn't, keep in mind that this isn't a binding commitment. It just gives us a big advantage when we finally get around to signing day in November. And let's see, the order of this, we are, because we're the best team in the country, it tends to weight the picking order by recent performance. So we're number one.
So,
And
sorry, Jeff, I
yep,
was busy getting this. Uh, Beside ability, there's the INT and there's numbers. What does that mean?
yeah, if we've got the guy scouted enough, then good Lord, this guy's a genius. Intelligence
21. Wow.
21, that shouldn't even be. Oh, he's terrible. That's.
Well, he's really smart.
I gotta check in the editor on this. That's a little odd. Oh, do I not have?
So this can maybe help you figure out if guys are going to hit academic eligibility or not.
Yeah, I'll turn that off in a second. But Intelligence 21, that's a little odd. It shouldn't be generating that high. Gonna have to check on that later.
Future head coach, Jeff. Future head coach.
Yeah. He wasted as a head coach, future rocket scientist. Okay, anyhow, but yeah, the higher, basically the higher the intelligence, the less chance there is. There's a couple of other factors that work into it, but if he's reasonably smart, you don't have to worry about him qualifying academically.
So what is reasonably smart in terms of a number?
You will probably want to be at least about 10, 11 is iffy. Under 10, that's potentially really trouble, and 12 and up is usually safe.
Okay.
Once you get up into like 13, 14, that's a sure thing.
Oh, okay. So just for looking back at our roster, we have a player on suspension right now. So what
Yeah,
is their intelligence?
I'd be cheating if I looked at that.
Well, just show for clarity's sake. Huh? I think that's a bad thing.
Got to turn commissioner mode back on to do that.
Do you? Oh, I th
Yep, it's a hidden rating. Yeah, Elias's intelligence is 11. So,
okay. So yeah, so he might have guys miss a year then if they're hovering around that
yeah, and it's
10,
it's
11.
easier to qualify the second time around if you've been redshirted. So he's got a, I'd call it like a 60 to 70% chance of qualifying for next year. But anyhow, let's get back to this. This is explain this sort of pseudo draft we've got for verbal commitments. What happens here is I'm not selecting a player. I don't automatically get the player I choose. It just nominates him, and then every other team can try to, if they want, can try to compete for him as well. And depending on various factors, the school's reputation, how close it is to them. Obviously, we get a big bonus for guys in Wisconsin, and slightly less for other area. Places that are reasonably close to that. I think Minnesota gets a little bit, probably Illinois too. And what else? So academic reputation is more important to the smarter players. Players will also take a look at what your roster looks like and what it's going to look like in a couple of years. And if they, if you've got say three great freshman goalies, another goalie is probably going to be reluctant to commit to you
Who
because
boy,
there's
do not
usually
look
that
at
logjam.
do not sort by Wisconsin.
It's
It is
bad, I know.
not pretty.
Yeah,
Oh boy. One guy maybe.
yeah. That's Howard
Uh
Jones, presumably not the
no.
musician.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Howard Jones. Love it.
But I think this is something which where I am playing, by the way, a test build for the upcoming post trade deadline, hopefully final update. And it will, so I think we just added this regional filter to the, where's Upper Midwest? No, not WHL draft region. I want Upper Midwest US. There we go. So we added region to the filter, and okay, yeah, there we go. There's guys who are relatively close to us. See from okay, Michigan. But I mean, we are This is the top overall. This is or the first nomination in the country. So I think I'm just going to throw it wide open. I mean, the clear cut guy seems to be this Ross kid,
From Leduc.
Canadian, playing in Lloydminster, the Alberta Junior League. 17 years old, so he's going to be. And we haven't got. I think I beefed up the scouting there, but it's not quite there yet. Got to check on why we're not getting Canadian scouted as well. Uh, but I mean, even so, he'll be ready to go as soon as we can get him signed. So do we go for him or go for? It looks like the other candidate would be McKinney, who is where is he playing for the national team development program, Lake Forest, Illinois, out of a suburb of Chicago, I think.
He's only 15 though, so
Yeah, so I mean, by the time it'll be a couple of years away. Wow, he's putting up points there. That guy's looks like a future superstar. I think I recognize the name too. I think that's a real guy.
well, you want to recognize there's a kid on the list there too of a NHLer, couple
Uh,
down.
on the top list.
Yeah.
Oh, on sorting by potential or sorting by ability.
Potential. Where'd he go? He was there.
I had it sorted by
There's an.
ability.
Who do you see?
Who are you looking for? Who are you?
O'Coin. Yeah, there he is. 15-year-old O'Coin. He's a little ways down, but he's fully scouted. Oh no, he wasn't. Sorry, Caden O'Coin.
Keith the Coin or Adrian the Coin?
Adrian O'Coin, son.
Dual nationality. Yeah, pretty good.
Oh man. Okay, it's just a couple below him. Check out that name.
Alphabetically, a couple below him.
No, no. Starts with an F. It's starting by potential and then a couple below. There's Jack's Ascot and then below that.
No, I think we're getting a different sort.
Oh, you are getting different sort. Okay, yeah. Bottom of your list right there. Fuki.
Fukui. Huh. Okay, but I think
Look,
I'm
look, look,
gonna.
look. Okay, hold on. 15 years old and he's 6'6".
Oh wow, yeah, skinny though, 176 pounds. He'll fill out. But I think I'm going to go with Ross just because that's the guy that's going to help us.
Yeah.
He'll be here season after next. So I just hope he's not dumb.
Says every head coach ever.
Actually, it's giving the wrong pop-up message when I do that. We got to get that fixed. It's saying he's going to join next season. It shouldn't be saying that for the verbal commitments.
Oh, see, he had decided to attend Brown for me on mine.
Okay, we got lucky there. I'm going to say stop asking about other teams' nominations since we've got a fairly high priority here, and it will tell me if one of the Wisconsin guys gets nominated. So there'll be a little bit of delay because it's not quite as quick as a normal draft. But you can see everybody seems to be getting the guys they pick. Yeah, it's. Oh, there we go. Brown's guy went to RPI instead. So but they got a guy from Sacred Heart instead. RIT also goes to Brown. Okay, so we did get our defenseman first overall. We should probably try for a forward. And Jax Ascot, who you mentioned before, is the lone 5-star recruit available from Coquitlam. So taking another Canadian, I think. Oh, the Americans sure thinned out quickly. Mind you, we are playing, now that I think about it, with the very early release version of the database. So I think there were some issues there with that player pool in this particular area. Although, no, the younger guy, Oh no, that would have affected like 16, 17-year-olds, I think, around now. So it'll be a little different if we started. We're starting with a new game, but I am gonna try for Ascot.
I have a suggestion for your next one after that.
Got him, and
Nice.
what's the suggestion?
I think we need to get a goalie again.
Okay, there's an American goalie, Jerry Mobley, but his intelligence is 9, so that seems like a bad idea. And the
No.
best goalie is Colton Samuel. Looks like he's
We
from
don't have a lot of
Ottawa.
these guys scouted very well.
Yeah, I know we're kind of taking a lot on faith,
Okay.
but I took
What?
Samuel as the goalie.
Okay, I was going to suggest maybe the Saskatchewan goalie, but
They were like a half star or a full star worse.
again, assuming their potential is right.
Yeah, got to check the scouting to see why it's doing that. Although I think maybe that's because I hired a bunch of new scouts in the off season, and I don't think it's they've had enough time yet to get everything completely scouted. Uh,
Well, Davis is still there, so
yeah, I mean something could go wrong with one of them, but I think I'm gonna go with King, who's Midland, Ontario. If Davis is still there with the next one, I'll try for him.
small guy, five
Yeah,
foot
get
eight.
that. Yeah, he's only 15. Might grow a little bit. And nope, Davis is not there. And yeah, mostly drafting blind at this point because the Americans are. Oh, where did our. Did I not get the alert for the Wisconsin? Oh, wait, was it the same state or was it somebody on our.
Wisconsin guy was only two
Maybe
and a
on
half
the list?
stars, so
Yeah, no, Wisconsin's been cleaned out. Okay, I missed that. I was wrong about how that works. Okay, so we're not going to have any locals from this draft year. Let's see.
Evan
Looks like
Carrick.
yeah, Carrick is the center. Not doing a lot of scoring. Andreoni, offensive defenseman, and then what looks like a defensive defenseman from Ukraine.
Yeah, I think you need more offensive guys right now, though, on your depth chart.
Uh, yeah, right wings in particular. Um, uh, Actually, right defense is a little thin too, so I'm going to go with Andreoni. And over on to the next one, we still got those guys available, so I will go with that Carrick. And what do we need? We should probably look for a right wing here, and there's only one 2.5 star right wing left, so Drolet.
Hold on.
What?
Oh, I just gotta look here. Tallest guy's left, 6'6", and you know he's going to be a winner because his last name is Daigo.
I'm going to go with Drolet instead because he's 2.5 stars still. We're not quite to the point where we're going to be trying to draft the biggest guys available.
Come on, Jeff, that's half the
Okay.
fun. Wait, there's a guy named Per John Hammer. You just need to draft him just because.
I'm going to take the last 2 star guy left, and now we're into the speculative range.
Per John Johan Hammer. Sort by weight.
Half a star. No, I think I'm
Yeah,
going to
but look at
pass
that
on that.
name. Look at that name.
It's a pretty standard Swedish name.
Yeah, how you don't want him on that team?
Okay. Should probably take another goalie just to be safe.
Sorting
They
by
sent it
potential,
just
there's a
horribly
two-star
wrong.
guy with a cool name too.
Now I'm down to like the 1.5 star guys.
Oh, this is a two-star. Mattia DeMio.
Oh, actually, I think I'm. Nope, I'm out of nominations. Okay, so that is done. And. Oh, the AI made a few at the end there. I didn't necessarily want. Doesn't hurt anything, but I'm surprised it did that. Have to take a look at that.
Maybe you accidentally double-clicked.
Oh, we actually got. Well, the guy was theoretically a 4.5 star potential guy out of Nova Scotia, although we were only seeing 1.5. But I was going to take a look at the scouting there to see how my coverage in Canada is. Oh, not as good as I thought. Yeah, not great. Let's see if we can. We got room for another couple Canadian scouts.
There was a lot of guys from Manitoba in that draft.
Okay, that's getting up to green. Let's get another Western guy. Nope, he doesn't want to come to us. Oh, he's kind of expensive. What about these other guys? Almost as expensive. How about you? Well, that's with the guys in Saskatchewan wanting so much money.
Did you sign Kim Ridd?
No, I just looked through a few of them and they're all wanting a little too much. I think I'll take Troy Kennedy.
Kim Ridd is only 55.
Okay, that gets us up to
That's
blue in a
good,
couple of
good.
places, and I think that'll be good. But let me check my priority list. Yeah, watch list prospects. Huh.
All right, I should mention we are streaming live currently on
Yeah.
twitch.tv/franchise hockey manager, twitch.tv/OOTP developments, as well as our Steam page, and I'm doing my best to watch all of the chats.
And I'm going to swap this up around a little bit so we get the western provinces prioritized a little more. Manitoba, which is going to be the closest one, will get the second priority. I think I didn't have that set up that well before.
High 5-1, welcome.
Okay. And also time for the monthly budget. We're doing okay there. I don't think I have to make any radical changes, and everybody should be relatively happy, so I don't have to spend a little bit more on morale. So we're playing so well. And finally, time to continue on. Halfway through the show before we get to the start getting to games again. But yeah, that's how the verbal commitments work. And these guys, some of these guys, the older ones, we will be able to on National Signing Day next November 10th, sign them for the season after next season. So this is it's a very long term thing for the verbal commitments. You don't really see a payoff on that for a couple of seasons out, at least in some cases 3 or 4. And looks like Celebrini has dropped down a little bit in the scoring leaders. Wilkie from our IT, who's having a pretty good year, has a pretty substantial lead. 2 goalies in the top 10 for goals against average, although I think Garrity is probably going to slip out of there soon because he hasn't been playing that many games. And let's see. Oh, they've still got the World Junior Tournament going on. And Whitelaw had a goal in this nice game, 81 game rating against Sweden. Let's see how that's going. Athletic director is pleasantly surprised. That's good. New nationality report. That's just people becoming citizens. A few guys picking up American citizenship from the NHL guys. That doesn't mean they'll start playing for that country necessarily. There's a separate check that if the guy hasn't been getting national team time or doesn't think he ever will, he may switch over to his secondary nationality. But that isn't this one, and it's unlikely any of those guys will. Uh,
Kazakhstan guys might.
yeah, it's happened before. Okay. Wait, drawing a blank. What was I going to do here?
Or be the Chinese team and take over, give everyone a passport.
Oh, I was going to check the World Juniors. That's right. And okay, they're just getting into the playoff round. Yeah, it's only the 2nd of January. Canada and the U.S. both undefeated. Russia is back in the tournament this year. And so we'll be without Whitelaw. He's gonna miss this weekend's game against 2 games against Penn State. If you haven't seen this before, the college hockey schedules tend to be concentrated around Friday and Saturday night. Oops. And that is Whitelaw's. Oh, I can't replace him because he's not in the lineup. Who do I put in? Probably Zap. Wait, why have I got 20 already dressed? 5, 8, 10, 11, 12 forwards. Oh, I just haven't done the lines properly. There we go. And first game of the home and home, or 2-game series. 5-3 win over Penn State, who's not having a great year. I think that's a lot of goals against for us to be giving up. Uh-oh. Horbach got hurt. He is just a minor calf laceration day to day, but we will swap him for Pino for a game. The second part of that series. We are now 21-1. Penn State dead last in the Big Ten. Celebrating back into, or at least tied for second place in scoring leaders. And we'll give Garrity the backup this second game because that's probably the easiest game we've got for the rest of the year. And Whitelaw did not have a good game against Austria. 65 game rating and no points, despite getting a lot of playing time.
Funny.
And wait, who's injured or suspended? Oh, Lindstrom got hurt. Bruised finger day to day. We'll put Zap in to replace him. And I was going to switch backups and didn't, but we lost in overtime to Penn State. That's not great. It's only the second loss of the season. Well, it's an overtime loss, so third overall loss. But they put up a pretty good fight against us. Surprising. So we're 21-2 now. Only had one regulation loss so far. And we should get Whitelaw be back this week, or I think the World Junior should be getting pretty close to finished. Check that in a second. We'll also get the email with this week's national rankings. We should still be on top of that. One overtime loss isn't going to knock us off. Yeah, there's the poll. Anything? Better game against Russia, 6-0 win for the U.S. And still number 1, RIT. Second, Niagara, Miami of Ohio, and LIU is 5th. And there we go. Into the semifinals. U.S. is playing Finland, and Canada is playing the Czechs. Whitelaw in the scoring leaders. Oh, yeah. 3rd in scoring in the tournament. Nice. Although, potentially, that's going to Make
Get
him.
him off the team sooner.
Yeah, I got to check. Is he drafted? I think he. I think he got drafted last year. Got to double check that. Oh, but Finland beats the U.S. in the semifinals, so that's it for Whitelaw. He should be back, and he will be back for the games this week. Yeah.
So that means he'd play Brown's medal game, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right. And who did he get drafted by? Yeah, Anaheim drafted him in the second round last year. Yeah, he's a bit of a concern. May lose him. Maybe he sneaks
I mean,
in.
that's a good thing for him.
Yeah, not for us though, because I got a suspicion we're going to lose Celebrini at the start of next year too, and we're definitely losing Kulemans, who's a senior. So we're looking. We may be without some key guys at the start of next season. So yeah, because the schedule is structured with games on the weekend, we tend to have these longer breaks than we would if we were playing, say, an NHL team or even the minor leagues. And looks like Canada was lost their game as well. So they were. That was the bronze medal game. Whitelaw had 1 assist. And Czech Republic wins the World Juniors 2-1 win over Finland. And they did that with a 2-2 record in the round robin tournament, so a bit of an upset there. And Whitelaw finishes second overall in scoring. Good tournament for him, and he should be back. In fact, he is back. He's lost his int tag, so he will be back for this week's games. Or did we have a week off here? Feels like we should. Oh no, it's only Friday, January 10th.
Well, there's usually a little bit of a break.
Yeah, Kim is chilling in the chat. You get any good in verbals? Yeah, we got a pretty good defenseman. Had the first overall choice, so somebody who should be good for. He'll be a freshman a couple of years from now. Let me just show you that guy. Wait, where is he on the? Oh, Ross, that's the guy. Jared Ross. 2 stars already and 5-star potential. So by the time he gets to us, he'll probably be 3 stars. Yeah, should be at least 3 stars by then. And we'll be ready to play regularly. We must have a week off here. That seems like too long between games, even given the schedule format.
Not sure.
And still comfortable 8 points up on Michigan with 3 games in hand, so I don't think they're catching us. Unless something goes seriously wrong the rest of the year. Yeah, Michigan's finally bouncing back. They were, they lost quite a few guys, if I remember right, coming into this season, and were disappointing the last couple of years. Kind of underachieved in this game, considering the talent they had. But they are back up to 17-9. Yeah, we definitely skipped 2 weeks here. I'm just going to let it go. On the plus side, everybody should be healthy and ready to go by the time. There we go. Poll still has us at number 1. Yep, it does. Harvard moving up a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, right. Kulemans. It's going to be longer than that. I know. I don't like how that's still showing 3 to 4 months for him. I'm starting to think we're not going to get him back. Okay, going to juggle the lines with everybody back.
Maybe we won't be getting Coolman's back.
Yeah, looking less likely now. Lindstrom, or no. Morrison comes out and Lindstrom goes in. And yeah, Whitelaw on the second line. There we go. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Against Minnesota, who is, how are they doing this year? Oh, third in the conference. So a fairly good team. Got to remember to give Garrity the second game this time. And we come out with a 5-3 win, although Rivera's goals against average is slowly climbing up. And he's dropped out of the top 10 now, although he's still leading the country in wins. Maybe a little bit of a concern heading towards the tournament. And okay, Garrity is cold, probably because he's been sitting so long. Ooh, and he loses 5-4 to Minnesota. And that is a regulation loss. Okay, struggling a little bit. Well, I mean, at least for us, we're 2-1-1 in this so far this week. But starting to give up a few more goals. Oh, there we go. Rivera slipped back into the top 10. I guess somebody else had a bad game. There's Barabo at St. Thomas, .61 goals against average. Has he just not played much, or is he... I don't see him in the win leaders. I'll take a look at that in a second and see what's going on with him. And yeah, going through the... Actually, I will interrupt it. Okay, there's the poll. And despite the loss, we're still number one. Minnesota moved up because of that. Well, they're in the top 20 now. I'm not sure if they were before. But Barabo, what's going on with this guy? Oh, he's only played 4 games. That's why. He's just barely qualifying for the leaders. I think they've St. Thomas plays a couple of more games. That'll knock him off the list. Oh, and we are around to the series against Penn State, who's not having a great year. Don't think I need to change the lineup any for this. And that's much better. 7-1 win. Charlie
Significantly better.
Kind of a disappointment for us. Well, last year and this year too, but there's a big game there with 3 points. And I will give Rivera's the second half of that start, second half of the series. Everybody's still, oh no, Mellenbacher's. Well, calf cramp, but he's still playable and he's at 80% fitness, which isn't that bad. So I will keep him in, but I'm going to cut him down to third line minutes. And another easy 6-3 win. Strayman with a couple of more points. That's good. Maybe he's heating up going to the playoffs. And way out in front now, 12 points up on Michigan. So this should be a matter of just not getting any major injuries or other problems.
Well, I mean, we've been dealing with our major injury.
Well, yeah. Any more major injuries? I got to look at the timing on... Yeah, Mellenbacher's healthy again. Okay, oh, Coleman's is down to showing 2 to 3 months now, so where are we on the schedule? We're in Conference tournament will begin that week, at the end of February. And we are, oh, it's only a month away. Oh, that's not good. If we're really, really lucky and we go deep into the national tournament, maybe we get him back a little bit. And his Ertl's showing 2 to 3 months, but he was hit that before Coolman's did, so we may get him back first.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, it seemed like we were going to lose Coolmans for the entire year with that injury. So,
No, it was iffy. That's why I didn't opt for the to defer the treatment, because I think it was something that we did get the option for that, didn't we? Or was it something
well,
that
I
was? Oh no,
it
maybe
doesn't. It
that.
happened so early on. He would have hurt himself anyways, probably.
Still number one. No, 17 games into the season. No, broken kneecap. That may be one. Yeah, I don't think that one lets you defer. I don't think we had a choice there. And Michigan State, who I believe is now last place. Yep, they've a couple of points Penn State got off of us, put them ahead. So Breveris gets the first start, and Garrity will get the second. What? Michigan State beat us 5-3.
Oh,
Slacking off here, guys. So we've already had 2 losses, 2 regulation losses in this stream, and that's one more than we had in the last couple of weeks we've done this. So I am going to put Garrity in for the second game. This 5 goals is a really bad game for Breveris. Okay, development report. About what you'd expect. You shouldn't see any guys going downhill here. Well, it's a little disappointing. Whitelaw, Stramo only getting some of our better players only going up by 1. And you can see some of the guys that have verbally committed to us. Where's Ross? Went up by 2. That's good.
nice.
Nobody taking a huge jump forward, looks like. And 3 players in the top 20 selling jerseys. Breveris made it in. Coolemans, despite being hurt, is up there too. Oh, what happened to Whitelaw? Bruised chest day to day.
So puck to the stomach.
Doesn't look like he can play in this one, though, so I'll just swap him out with Zap for this. And put the backup Garrity in. And move the other centers up a little bit for this one game. And let's see if they show up this time. Well, 3-2 overtime win, just barely. Cruz Lucius in on all 3 goals. 137 into overtime, and we outshot them 36-26, so reasonably solid game. But Michigan State now tied with Penn State for last in the conference with a game in hand, a couple of games in hand now. So they may crawl out of last. I think they were last season for sure, and maybe the one before that as well. And Celebrini getting a little closer to the top of the scoring leaders, but I don't think he's quite going to make it. That's still pretty good for a freshman.
He's really thrived this year.
Yeah, definitely a good pickup, although we'll see what happens in the off season. Can't remember who drafted him. Foal says we're still number 1. Well, that's got to be getting closer. Looks like somebody got suspended. Put Whitelaw back into the lineup, assuming he's going to be healthy by then. Celebrini was drafted by Flyers, number 8 overall. And Latch is suspended for 1 game, so I guess Chapman will go in for him for this next one. Which is a few days away, apparently. Now it's only Tuesday. Yeah, our goals against has shot up quite a bit. And Whitelaw's healthy, and we'll be playing Ohio State.
Our goalies are mad that you recruited more goalies.
Oh, they'll be long gone by the time those guys get there. And Whitelaw's healthy, good. Any other problems? Whitelaw's at 96%, close enough. Opening game against Ohio State. Ooh, shutout 3-0. Can't really blame the goalies on that. The offense didn't show up. Well, 27, we outshot them 27-22, but a couple of weak defensive games, and the offensive numbers, other than Lucius, are bad all around. And Michigan is creeping up on us, 6 points back only.
Dun, 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 dun. Nick's Raindrop says, my uncle played for the Badgers in 1972.
Yeah, they're not having a good season this year. I think they just fired Tony Granato. They did, right?
Did they?
Yeah. It was like last week. Very recently. And throw the backup in again. See if we can get some more scoring in front of them. There we go. 6-1 win. And Horbach, the defenseman, with a hat trick.
Oh, yeah, he got fired last week. Oh, I missed that.
Okay, so 8 points up on second place. So a little more secure now.
Oh, they ended, their season was over. Went 13-23.
Yeah, so we're doing considerably better, although we're a couple of years longer than them. Our first season wasn't quite as great as this one's been.
Hmm.
And we had some very good recruiting classes. And the rest of the conference lost a few key guys as well.
I will admit, I don't follow college hockey quite as well as I should. He got several more years than he deserved due to being a school legend and a nice guy, Kim Schilling says. But the team underperformed for a long time. You know, it's so much about your recruitment.
And yeah, I'm sure he'll land on his feet. He's got plenty of family to help him out.
And I mean, he recruited some really good guys that he lost very quickly, too.
Okay, there we go. This will be a key series here. In against Michigan for the first one is Rivera. Senley shuts him out. 2-0 win. Although they put up 19 shots on him. So now up 8 points. Let's see if we can seal the deal with one more win against Michigan here. Surprised Barabo is still showing up on the goals against average leaders. I got to check the qualifier for that. Oh, there he goes. Just as soon as I say it, he disappears. Everybody's still healthy. Fitness is, well, worst one, 79%. We can live with that. Oh, and Latch is back from his suspension. So Chapman goes back to sitting out. Is this the defense? Yeah, that's a group of defensemen that I want. And second game against Michigan, key game, so I'm going to leave Rivera in goal. And an easy 6-2 win. Outshot him 34-17, so I'm feeling good about the conference tournament this year. Although we have drop games to a couple of weaker teams, so you never know. You could always get upset. The problem with one game playoff series, which is what basically happened to us last year, right?
Yeah, pretty much, if I remember right.
It was looking good, and then one bad game, and it's all over. But we should be
That's the
getting
thing
right
with
near the
college
end of the
hockey.
schedule here.
Not just college hockey, I guess. I mean, that's the thing with college sports in general. One game, win, go on, lose, go home.
And points wise, I think we're still number one in the country, but RIT is only 1 point back of us now. We should still be number one in the polls, though. I imagine after that, yeah, beating Michigan twice. So RIT number two, Harvard in three, Niagara four, and Alaska Anchorage. And no, Minnesota Duluth as well as. So that what LIU is falling back now. They had been doing really well, which is mostly because of a little glitch in the way the player academic years are set in the starting rosters. See if we can fix that later. Okay, wait, what do we have for the schedule here? Is this the end? This is the end. 2 games against Notre Dame to close out the season. Just having a quick look around the rest of the league. Nobody having an incredibly bad year. I think we've had Holy Cross a couple of times. It's been like, winning 2 or 3 games the whole season.
How's our old team doing?
What's our old team?
The old team in the league.
What do you mean?
There's the one team with like the 25 or 26-year-old.
Yeah, that was LIU. 5-4 win over Notre Dame in the first game. They've fallen back a little bit. Where are they in the... they're an independent. So, yeah, I mean, sort by roster, and they've got 27-year-olds, 24-year-olds. I think there's one other team that was similar to that, too. Although the older guys aren't really the key ones, are they? Wait, what happened to the guy who's the leading scorer? I thought he was older. Oh, is he hurt? No.
Probably a sore back.
Or was that the season before I'm thinking of? Maybe.
No, I think it was this season.
And Caden Brown, third line center, who actually wound up going back to the, I think it was the USHL or the North American League this season in real life. And he is, bruised ribs 1-2 weeks, might be an issue for the tournament. Conference tournament. Zap will go in, and I'm going to play Garrity in this last game since it's not going to change anything, and I don't want to get our starter injured in the very last game of the year, and game he doesn't really need to be playing. In fact, I'm going to give Robotham the that reminds me of something too. I should show you guys. New thing in the beta. I'll give the Robotham the backup third stringer that we put on. Maybe give him the start. But one thing we've added for the upcoming update, where is it again? Line screen, goalie starts. Well, it's yeah, okay. It doesn't. It's not as easy to see. If I'd done this earlier in here, you would have a long list of games here. But you can now pre-program which goalie you want playing your starter, which will be the guy listed. Starter is always going to be the guy listed in the number one spot in the line screen, and backup is number two. But you get this next game screen, and if it was earlier in the season, you'd have every upcoming game listed here, and you can choose whether or not which one you want to start in that game, and that will override all the AI choices for that. So I think that'll be particularly helpful for multiplayer leagues. So
I
they can
think there's going
specify
to be
which
some
goalie they
people
get.
very excited to hear that.
Yep.
That breaking news, Jeff.
Okay, but let's play this game, and we will give the walk-on third stringer Robotham the last game of the season. How does he do? It comes up with a 3-2 win. Might be the only college game of his career. So we got a win for him. I just want to make absolutely sure I don't leave him in. So we will put Rivera's back. And that should go running a little late on time here. But I'll just get us right up to the beginning of the Big Ten tournament. And a huge 14-point gap at the end of the season over Michigan. So we've got to be huge favorites to win this. Well, even conference tournament for sure, and the national tournament as well. So it's just a matter of seeing how we choke. Plus 64 goals differential in 35 games. Nice. And into the season on a 5-game winning streak.
Not a bad way to be.
Celebrini looks like he wound up tied for third in the national scoring race. Yep, poll says we're still number one. And Celebrini he dropped down on the goal scoring leaders, but he's actually tied for fourth. Bulky from our IT wound up leading the country.
Interesting.
Oh, was he one of the old guys as well? No, I don't think so. I'll take a look in a second. Yeah, 24, old-ish. All right, wing / defenseman. Versatile. Has he had any NHL interest? Nope, nothing at all. And he must be a senior. Yeah, graduating this year, so he's only showing up with 3 stars. That's a little surprising. Had decent years prior to this, but nothing as big as this season. But it looks like he'll be headed to the minors at the end of the season. Probably sign with an AHL or more likely an ECHL team. Monthly budget, I'm just going to give that a bit of a bump to keep the guys happy going into the playoffs. Oh, right, because the way the schedules were set up when we first created this game, I think there's going to be a little bit of a delay here getting up. So maybe I won't play us right to the national tournament. I think the way this works, the independent teams had to play a bunch of games
Still
each
get
other
games
at the
in.
end of it, and it makes everybody else wait for a while. And the good news is that'll get help with our injury situation. Yeah, what does LIU have to have left? Oh no, they're at the end of their regular season. Was it the Alaska teams? Okay, yeah, Alaska and Alaska Anchorage have one more week to play. So it'll be a little bit before we get around to that. Let me just see what the injuries are. Oh, what the hell? Oh, that scared me. Celebrini, thigh muscle strain, but it's only day to day. Brown, also day to day. That's no problem. Erdahl is now showing 1 to 2 months, so maybe we get him back. Oh, and Kuhlman's is also showing 1 to 2 months. Maybe if we're really lucky and go deep into the tournament.
I mean, maybe. When does the tournament end? Isn't it done in April, early April?
Well, because a little delay here. Now it'll be a little longer than that. Poll still says we're number one. I just want to see when the conference tournament, because we play the conference tournament will come first. The winners of which get seeded in the national tournament. But I mean, even if we don't win the conference tournament, we're certainly certainly will be invited for the national tournament. And we're on the Friday, so the Saturday should be the next couple of days should finish up the schedule for the independents. And everybody should be healthy very shortly. Well, other than the two long-term guys.
All right.
I'll take a look. I forgot who's graduating this year other than Kuhlman's. So Garrity, the backup latch, one of the key defensemen, is going to be gone. In addition to Kuhlman's, Erdahl, the other guy who's now down to 2 to 3 weeks. Kuhlman's is still showing 1 month. Spare center Morrison, Brown, third line center, Malmquist, who I think has been a utility guy in the bottom 6. D is slightly concerning, but I think we'll be okay. And I will try to get us around to the... Oh, it looks like in those last couple of games for the Alaska teams, Swanson from Alaska Anchorage got a few points and passed Celebrini for third place in the scoring leaders. That's still fourth in the country as a freshman. Pretty impressive. Oh, and we got the award nominees too. So we are still number one in the polls. Didn't get any Hobie Baker nominations. Cameron Lund of Northeastern. Yeah, that's a pretty good year. Cutter Gauthier, who let's see, was drafted 5th overall. The Flyers have a couple of good young college prospects that could be coming soon. They'll get him and Celebrini. And Swanson now, the guy who just passed Celebrini in the scoring leaders. He's also a freshman. Wow, 4.5 stars already. Guy's a little scary. No nomination for top goaltender, the Mike Richter Award. Didn't get one for athletic director, humanitarian award. Nothing, and it looks like we're going to get totally shut out on the awards. Didn't get a Coach of the Year nomination either. So the conference tournament can show up anytime now. Unless there's some other game that I missed.
You want me to start doing the wrap up here, or what do you want to do?
Give it a couple of seconds. Go past this weekend, and I think we should get it. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, right. Because there's only 7 teams in the quote unquote Big Ten, so we get a bye in the first round of the tournament. But there's the start. Michigan easily beating Penn State. And whoops, went away. I think Minnesota had won theirs. Oh no, I can still see it on the stream. Minnesota won theirs. And North Dakota over Ohio State. So if I look at the standings page, conference playoffs, and Big Ten, see we've got the bye there, passed in the first round. Oh, and it's got the the schedule was, the seating was screwed up when we started this game, so it's still doing that. But we'll have to play Michigan in the second round, semifinals.
They'd have to beat them at some point. So
yeah, Notre Dame and Michigan in the other series. Erdal is still showing 2 to 3 weeks away. Ideally, Coolman's will be the same. Nope, 1 to 2 months still. But we will have to deal with that next time. Just gonna swap Erdal back out or Zap out for Brown. And take a very quick look at our final, pre-tournament scoring leaders. Would have liked a little bit more secondary scoring, but can't complain too much. Okay, do you want to wrap it up there, Adam?
sure. So with that, thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments, as well, with archives going live at about 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/franchise hockey manager. On Twitter, we're at franchise hockey. You can find a link to our official Discord in our Twitter bio. And of course, you can come down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to official forums and where you can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. As I said, we're still working on the last update. As soon as I get out of here, I've got a bunch of database cleanup work to do. It's the rosters. I think in past years we've always done them like the day of the trading deadline or like a day or two after. It's going to be a little later than that this year. So there were a couple of small player moves, new contract signed and whatnot in the last couple of weeks. So it will be, I think, as of Sunday night. Was it Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday. Yeah, I did I grabbed the roster Sunday afternoon, so it will be as of last Sunday, and probably with a few late NHL moves included as well. But we're still aiming to get that out by the end of the month, so we should have some news on that shortly.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you, Jeff.
Yep. Thanks for coming out, everybody, and we'll be back next week with Adam's Columbus Blue Jackets expansion historical game where he still hasn't been fired.
Yeah, that's the bar.
Okay, everybody, thanks for coming out, and we will see you next week.